Happening right now, officials are looking into a growing number of reported threats to power infrastructure across the United States. Now, this is investigators have so far failed to determine a motive or suspect behind the attacks in North Carolina. We are learning, however, that prior to those assaults, at least 5 electricity substations in Oregon and Washington were attacked.
Is this a pattern? Could it be a one group or similar groups? CNN national correspondent Diane Gallagher, she's in Charlotte, North Carolina, with more. Diane, first, what do we know about North Carolina? And are investigators beginning to make any connections to attacks they've seen elsewhere?
Well, Jim, look, federal, state and local authorities are still investigating and trying to determine who shot up those 2 substations a little more than a week ago in Moore County, North Carolina, look, knocking power out to tens of thousands of people for several days. The sheriff telling CNN last week that they had applied for search warrants. He didn't give any other details about that, noting at the time that they had not been issued just yet. But law enforcement sources tell CNN they've been sort of zeroing in on these 2 possible threads. One of them being the increase in disruptions and confrontations, sometimes armed, outside LGBTQ events across the country. Remember, there was a drag show happening at the time the power went out in Moore County. There's also the increase they've seen in online chatter among extremists about the electric grid. It's something that's been going on for years, but there has been an uptick. Look, just last month, before what happened here in North Carolina, there were 5 power substations that were attacked in the Pacific Northwest, in Washington State and in Oregon. Now, look, around that same time last month, on November 22nd, a bulletin was issued by the FBI to the private industry, and it warned of reports of threats to electric infrastructure by people who have racially and ethnically motivated extremist ideology, quote, to create civil discord and inspire further violence. Now, look, that memo also said that any kind of attack like this could be seen by those extremists as, quote, causing societal collapse and a subsequent race war in the United States. Of course, again, this chatter has been going on for years. Even that FBI bulletin mentioned a potential plot that happened over the course of a couple years focused on substations in the Pacific Northwest. But look, Jim, Erica, the concern also is the additional attention on this right now and any sort of chatter as we approach winter months when things like heat and electricity so much more powerful and so much more necessary for people's survival.
Diane Gallagher, thanks so much.